a very important integral, 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx. Now let this be equation 1. 0 to pi by 2 log sin pi by 2 minus x dx. Which property we have used? We have used 0 to a fx dx is equal to 0 to a f a minus x dx. Now this becomes 0 to pi by 2 log cos x dx. Let this be second thing. Two I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log sin x plus log cos x dx. Adding 1 and 2. Zero to pi by 2 log sin x cos x plus log 2 minus log 2 dx. Now adding and subtracting log 2. Zero to pi by 2 log 2 sin x dx, 2 sin x cos x dx minus 0 to pi by 2 log 2 dx. Okay. So now this becomes zero to pi by 2 log sin 2x dx minus 0 to pi by 2 log 2 dx. Now I1 is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log sin 2x dx. Now solving this part first. Now what we are having, let 2x is equal to t, differentiating with respect to x, x dx is equal to dt upon 2. Now changing the limits, when x is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, when x is equal to pi by 2, t is equal to pi. So the question converts to 0 to pi log sin t with dt upon 2. So upon 2 I am writing here. Now this, how we are applying the property for this part, that is the most important thing. Now we are having I1 is equal to 1 upon 2 0 to pi log sin t dt, 1 upon 2, 0 to pi log sin t dt. Now to this particular part, what we can write it? To this part now we can write it. This implies I1 is equal to 1 upon 2 into 2, 0 to pi by 2 log sin t dt. Now what I have done it, just check it. We were having a property, the property was if f 2a minus x is equal to fx, then 0 to 2a fx dx is equal to zero to a fx dx. Now using this property, what we have written, if fa minus x is equal to fx, then 0 to a fx dx is equal to 2, 0 to a upon 2 fx dx. Okay, so we have used this property, for this particular region. Is it clear? Now we can write it. I1 is equal to integration of 0 to pi by 2 log sin t dt is equal to I1. Again I am using one of the property here. Now this implies I1 is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx. Okay, what is it? Changing limits. Changing t is equal to x. That is property number 1. Okay. So now I2 is equal to, now I2 was 0 to pi by 2, that is log 2 x with 0 to pi by 2. Now this is equal to log 2 pi by 2 minus 0, and this is equal to pi by 2 log 2. Now we are having 2i from this part, okay. We can write 2i, same thing. So from this part now we are having 2i is equal to I1, this part. So I1 is now what? We are having 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx minus pi by 2 log 2, and this is equal to I minus pi by 2 log 2. 2i is equal to, and I is equal to minus pi by 2 log 2. So this is the very important integral, and this should be made learn to you. Now just look one more interesting thing, okay. Important integral. In the important integral, what we can write it? we can write it 0 to pi by 2 log sin x dx is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log cos x dx is equal to minus pi by 2 log 2. Okay. So this is one of the important result. This is one of the important result. Okay. And this was our answer. So remember this thing.